Phones don't make calls when they're powered down. That fact is policy, physics, and the thin comfort that lets evidence tech sleep. The one in bin E114 called me anyway. I work property and evidence for the county. My badge says custodian 3, but my day is mostly chain of custody forms and silence. Case 17 to 4829 came up for release after the appeal died on the vine. Order signed, next of kin notified, judge rubber stamped the property list with a note. Return cellular device if storage permits. The device was sealed in a Faraday bag with red tamper tape that still showed my initials from 5 years ago. The log calls it a gray iPhone 6S, IMEI ending in 2260. Recovered from a 97 Civic pulled out of the river by the quarry road. The phone was dry when we booked it. Screenshots from the forensic image showed the file. Last text unsent. Last call to a number labeled home that never picked up. I cut the seal, slid the phone into the cage, and powered it long enough to confirm the serial for the release form. The Faraday mesh kept it deaf. Battery at 9%. Lock screen showed a photo of fog on a 2-lane with reflector posts stepping into nowhere. I shut it down. Power slide, confirmation, screen black. I documented the power state and sealed the charging port with an evidence tag. That is when my desk handset rang. Caller ID read the number on the booking sheet. I could see the phone itself, dark as a river stone, 6 inches away from my elbow. I answered because there are only 2 choices and pretending you didn't hear is not one of them. No voice. Just the hollow quiet a line has when you open a door to a room where someone was just singing. Then 3 tones, not DTMF, softer, like a heart monitor breathing through a pillow. Beep beep beep. I hung up the way you do when you want physics to feel you doing your part. I checked the handset memory. Outside call 650-555-0132. Duration 12 seconds. I verified the phone again. Dead screen, no heat at the back glass, no phantom icon peeking through. I resealed the Faraday and tried to make the rational thing true by writing it down in the incident log. The pen made shapes, my hands did the work, my head was just a room. 30 minutes later my own cell buzzed. Same number, same 12-second gap, 3 soft beeps, faint something under it, like water over tile. The voicemail icon appeared after I killed the call. It held nothing but breath and the grit sound cables make when you stretch them in cold. I powered the iPhone again to prove it would cleanly boot for return. It greeted me with 1 missed call from my desk extension timestamped while it was off. I watched the log update itself, a blue badge over a black screen, and told myself glitches don't leave fingerprints. People do. Property releases are supposed to be easy. Sign, scan, hand over, archive the chain. I scheduled pickup with next of kin, a Mr. Delaney, widower, who asked if he could see the photos one last time. I said no because policies are the fences that keep the night outside. He arrived before lunch wearing a jacket too heavy for June. When I set the Faraday bag on the stainless table, the phone vibrated once in my hands though it was still powered down. Tags intact. He said evenly that it always does that when he walks into rooms where it is. He had been getting calls too, he added, around the same time the river goes flat, 3 notes and a hush, like the machine clearing its throat to say a name and thinking better of it. I offered to delay the release to run a bench test in the shield room with an RF meter and a line. Downstairs, in the cinderblock room we use for high-value scans, I removed the SIM, broke the antenna path with copper mesh, and recorded a fresh shutdown video that showed my hands, the screen, the clock on the wall. The phone stayed black. The desk handset on the shelf rang anyway, and the printer coughed out a strip that showed the same number calling at the exact moment we powered off. I answered and heard the water again, and a voice under it practicing the first syllable of my name. Mr. Delaney asked me, politely, what the last unsent text said. I told him the file listed a draft with only 2 words. Turn around. He stared at the seam, then told me what no report cared about. His wife called him home out of habit even after their daughter started using the phone, because old names were grooves in people. On the night of the crash, he fell asleep in his chair with the news on low. He woke to 3 soft tones and nothing else. He woke to them again at 2, and at 2:07, and at 2:14, a patient metronome marching him toward the empty driveway. By the time he stood up, the county was already pulling glass from the river weeds. He signed the release. I handed him the phone, still off, still sealed, all of us pretending the paper meant more than the room. It vibrated once against his palm, then stilled. He put it to his ear like a seashell and said, "Hello, kiddo, I am here." The desk handset rang with the same number, and for the first time the voice under the water finished my name. It sounded relieved. It sounded like a door deciding to be a window. Mr. Delaney thanked me and asked whether OFF is a kind of prayer or just a suggestion. I told him both can work if you believe in the person saying them. He left. The room kept ringing for a long time after.